All right. Well, good morning. So all this week, we've got a kind of like a modified programming. We're always going to start off with about 15 to 20 minutes of a mobility. All right. It's kind of like a long warm up with kind of a specific agenda. We're going to work on our T-spine and shoulders. We're going to work on our hips. All right. We're going to work on some ankle mobility as well as some wrist mobility this morning. And then after the 15 to 20 minutes of mobility flow, then we're going to finish up with about 16 minutes of traditional movement, all right, with some lateral lunges and good morning stretches and side plank reaches and all that stuff, all right? So we're gonna start on the ground, all right? Morning, we're gonna start on the ground on all fours. And we're gonna start with some rocking, all right? Start like tighter. All right, so we're gonna rock forward and back, staying tall through the chest, eyes looking slightly forward, and we're gonna breathe through the nose. So nasal breathing, as well as diaphragmatic breathing. With each inhale, allowing the diaphragm to expand down into the belly, filling the belly up with air. Pressing the tongue up against the roof of the mouth. Good. All right, let's lower down onto your elbows and forearms for commando rocking. Still forward and back. Let's add some head rotations as well. So as you're rocking forward, eyes are going to look over the right shoulder. And then on the next rock forward, you're going to alternate sides. So the eyes will look and the head will follow. Good. We'll do a few more times. And rest. Good. Okay. Come back to all fours, shoulders over the hands, and we're going to go to the legs, and we're going to keep the right knee straight as we bring it out to the side and then lower it down. So out to the side and then back down. So it's kind of like a fire hydrant. All right, we'll do about 5 to 7 on the right side, just from the hip, keeping the knees at 90 degrees, and then we're going to do 5 to 7 on the other side. Again, the shoulders stay over the hands, arms are straight. Try to keep the hips level. Try not to jack up that one hip too high as we slide the knee out to the side, keeping it 90 degrees. Good, a few more. Good. Now we're going to go back to the right leg. Again, keeping the knee at 90 degrees. Now we're going to reach it back, all right? So at the top of the movement, the knee's at 90 degrees, and then bringing the knee back underneath. So it's as if you're lifting the heel up to the ceiling, keeping the knee at 90 degrees, and then bringing the knee underneath. Again, about 5 to 7 repetitions, and then we'll switch sides. Pay attention to the low back, and we want to keep that low back flat and neutral, and we don't want it to sag too much, or we don't want it to sag at all as we bring the heel up behind us. Squeezing the glute, activating the glute. Good, and rest. All right, next up, we're gonna do some ankle stuff. So kind of flip on over to a seated position, and we're gonna bring the knee up to the chest, and we're gonna just dangle the foot, okay? Dangle the right foot. Then we're gonna turn out the right foot, straighten out the leg, turn the toes in, and then bend the leg, all right? And we're gonna reverse that. Straighten out the leg with the toes in, turn the toes out at the top, and then scoop down. One more time. Up, turn the toes in, scoop down, and then reverse that. Up with the toes in, turn the toes out, and then scoop it down. All right, let's switch legs. So now left knee up to the chest, turning the toes out, scoop up, turn the toes in, and then scoop down, reverse it, with the toes in, straightening out the leg, then toes out at the top, scooping down, one more time, scooping up, turn the toes in, scoop down, one more time, reverse it, at the top, turn the toes out, and then scoop down. Good. All right, let's do some wrist circles, staying seated. 5 wrist circles going in, 5 wrist circles going out. And then we're going to extend the arms out to the side, reaching out through the wrists. Fingertips are pointed up to the ceiling, back to the head. And then we're going to open and close the hands. And we're going to look at each side. So we're getting some additional head rotation here. Good. All right, let's shake it out in front of the shoulders. And we'll shake it out for about 20 seconds or so. So just flicking the fingers, trying to make both hands look the same with the flicks. Nice, loose. Good, all right, arms out to the side again. This time the fingertips are pointed back behind you. We're reaching out through the wrists, and we're gonna open and close the hands. One more time, this time those fingertips are pointed back. Looking at each side. Good, and we're gonna flick out the hands. Good, all right. Transitioning back to all fours. Shoulders over the hands, knees under the hips, and we're gonna continue with some cat-cows. So we're gonna inhale through the nose, eyes are gonna look up, dropping the chest and belly towards the ground. On the exhale, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone under, rounding the spine as you draw the belly in, continuing into the next breath. On the exhale, drawing the belly and the ribs in, rounding the spine. Inhaling, eyes looking up, dropping the belly towards the ground. Let's do a few more. Good, and bring the back to flat. And now we're gonna do scapular push-ups, So we're gonna keep the arms straight. I don't like this name because when you say push-up, it means that you're gonna bend the arms, but we're not. It's more like scapular protraction, retractions is kind of the official name. So keeping the arms straight, we're going to draw the shoulder blades in together, and then we're going to separate the shoulder blades, rounding the top of the back. And we're going to continue that. So the arms stay straight, bring the shoulder blades together, and then separate the shoulder blades. And that's all it is. It's a really small movement. Think about the shoulder blades sliding together and then sliding apart. The rest of the back stays flat. That's the difference between scapular push-ups and a cat-cow. Spine stays straight. Let's do a few more. Good. And rest. We're going to rest the heels on the ground. Right hand behind the head for some thoracic rotations as we touch the right elbow to the left knee. And rotate that right elbow up to the sky. 5 times. And we'll switch after 5. Good, and as we switch, bring that left hand behind the head, touch the left elbow to the right knee. Rotate the right elbow, or left elbow rather, up to the ceiling. Eyes are looking up past the elbow with each rotation. Good, and we're gonna do that same thing, but now our back is flat, shoulders over the wrist. We're kind of back on our all fours position. Right hand behind the head, touch the right elbow to the left elbow, and then turn that right elbow up to the ceiling. We'll do this for 5 rotations, and after 5, we're gonna take that right arm and we're gonna thread it through the armpit, and we're going to reach, and bring that right shoulder to the ground, resting the head on the ground, and stay here for a few breaths. With the inhale, filling up the shoulder blade area, space between the shoulder blade and the spine up with the air. Just creating space, allowing it to release. Good. One more breath. Good. All right. Slowly come out of that. Come back to all fours. Then bring the left hand behind the head. Touch the left elbow to the right elbow. And then turn that left elbow up to the ceiling. Again, eyes are looking up past the elbow. 5 times. And then after that 5th rotation, take that left arm and thread it through underneath the right armpit, palm down, walking those fingertips away from you. Eventually resting the left elbow or left shoulder on the ground, resting the head. With the breath, creating space between the shoulder blade and the spine. Good, one more. Great, and come back up. Okay, back on all fours. Now we're gonna go to the wrists. So turn the fingertips in towards the knees, and we're going to bend the elbows in towards the body, slowly peeling the palms off the ground. Keep all 5 fingers on the ground and hold. Gonna hold this static stretch just with the palms off the ground. And breathe. And check the shoulders, making sure the shoulders are relaxed, down away from the ears, not shrugged. 3, 2, 1, and good. Shake out the hands. And what we're going to do now is we're going to kiss the wrists together. All right, and start off high, touching all 5 fingers. Try to get the thumb in there. It's going to be a little tough. Then lower the wrist down towards the belly button and stop just before the wrists separate. Also try to release the shoulders, tall ears. 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest. We're going to repeat that sequence. So hands back on the ground, turning those fingertips in towards the knees, bending the elbows in towards your body, slowly peeling the palms off the ground. Keep the fingers on the ground. Breathe. Tall ears, releasing the shoulders down. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Come out of there. And then kiss the backs of the hands and wrists together, touching the fingertips. And we're going to lower the wrist down towards the belly button. Stop before the wrists separate and hold. Good. And release. All right, coming back to all fours. A lot of all fours this morning. Extend the right leg back, all right? And then keeping the right leg straight, we're gonna rock just at the ankle, all right? So rocking forward and back. So as you're rocking forward, coming up onto the toes, and then as you rock back, you're reaching through that heel, trying to touch the heel to the ground. Good, a few more. And let's switch the leg. So now left leg back. And we're going to rock at the ankle joint. Again, keeping that left leg straight as you're rocking back, reaching back through the heel, trying to touch the heel to the ground, and then we're going to rock forward, coming up onto the toes. A few more on this side, and let's switch back to the right leg. So now the right ankle is back, right foot is back. And switch sides. So now we're back on the left. Good, a few more. And rest. All right, let's come to our backs. Let's lay back onto our backs. Let's do a few hip bridges. So you should be able to touch the backs of the heels with your fingertips. That's how close the heel should be in. And let's inhale, drive those heels into the ground, tall belly button and chest. Inhale as you lower the hips down. Let's do about 5 to 7 of these. Good. All right, now let's bring the right knee to the chest. You can extend that other leg flat on the ground. Let's have the hands on the shins of the right leg, and we're just going to bring that right knee to the chest, maybe even over to the side to the right shoulder, so that it's at an angle. And we're going to kind of bring the right foot kind of up and over. So it's kind of like this. Instead of a straight leg, we're kind of rotating the knee out. So it's kind of like pigeon a little bit, but you're on your back. So my right hand is pushing my right knee out as my left hand is on the foot and the outside of the ankle. Kind of rotating that right hip out. 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's switch legs. So again, we'll bring that left knee up to the left shoulder. So my left hand is on top of the knee, kind of pulling that knee to the shoulder, and my right hand is on top of the ankle, on top of the foot, and it's rotating that foot in towards me. Good, and now I'm going to take that left hand and kind of push out the left knee a little bit from the inside. And release. We'll do one more time on each side. So bringing the right knee to the chest. With that left hand, pulling that right foot, pulling the foot towards you as you push the knee out to the side slightly, gently. Good, and switch sides. Bring the left knee to the left shoulder with that right hand on top of the ankle, on top of the foot, pulling the foot in towards you as you push the left knee away. Good, and rest. All right, now we're on the ground. Let's bring both knees to the chest, hands on the shins, and let's rock side to side or roll side to side. Good, and let's come up to a seated position, and now we're gonna rock back. So bringing the knees up, hands a little bit low on the shins, all right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually lead with the eyes. So I'm gonna look up and back, and I'm gonna roll back, I'm gonna round my spine, and as my head goes to the ground, I'm gonna tuck my chin. So looking up, and then looking down. Looking up, and then looking down. Try not to hit your head. So as you're looking up, that's going to start the roll and the rock back. But as you start to rock back, I want you to tuck your chin, and that's going to start the rock back forward. Let's do a few more of these. You can also use your breath. Good, and rest. All right, good. Let's come up onto our feet. We're going to finish up with some hip circles. It's always good to have something around to hold on to for these. I'm gonna wing it today. I'm not gonna hold on to anything. So let's bring the right knee up. All right, and then we're gonna circle it. Ooh, geez, I'm already losing my balance. Circle it out to the side. Good, and then we're gonna reach the leg back, going into a single leg reach, and then bring the leg underneath for the stand. We're gonna reverse that. So reaching the right leg back, hinging forward for a single leg reach, then bend the right knee out to the side, bringing it up to the armpit, circle it to the front, and then stand. I know the balance is crazy. Knee up, out to the side, and then reach back with that leg for a single leg reach, and then stand, and then reverse it. Reaching back to the heel, going into a single leg reach, then bringing the right knee out to the side, up towards the armpit, circling it to the front, and then standing. Good. Now left leg. So left knee out in front, Circle it to the side, and reach the leg back for a single leg reach. And stand, reverse it, single leg reach. Bring the knee out to the side, up towards the armpit. Bring the knee in front, and come back to standing. One more time, everybody, last thing. Knee forward, circle it out to the side. Reach the leg back for a single leg reach. Come to standing, reverse it. Single leg reach, and bring the knee out to the side, up towards the armpit, up to the front. Did it. We did it.